Hello and welcome to the first video that you'll be engaging with for the unit MTS500 Teaching in the Secondary School through my YouTube channel. My name is Saul Karnowski. I am your unit coordinator, your tutor, your learning designer and your assessor. This video is designed as an introduction to myself, my own personal background in education, and my current status as a lecturer and PhD student. As well, it's also an introduction into the unit, what the unit's all about, and as well how it fits into the larger course, the Masters of Teaching for Secondary Education. I do urge you to watch the second video that has been uploaded. That is a screen capture video in regards to the unit outline, and that will take you through the fundamentals of all the elements of the unit in regards to the unit outline. I do urge you to have your own copy open when you go through that video, that you can highlight the critical elements. So by way of introduction to myself, I have been in education. It has been my career for about 12 years now. I graduated a graduate diploma in education 12 years ago, and I did that at the University of Western Australia, and I then went on to work as a history teacher, a secondary history teacher in a private school, St Stephen's School, located just north of Perth City, and worked there for about a year before then moving to London for a year and a half, in which I worked with very hard kids in terms of students at risk, behaviour problems, etc. I did that for a while, and then came back to Perth and worked in another challenging school in Perth's southeast, Gosnells, and worked there for just shy of 4 years before moving into the tertiary sector. I was reasonably burnt out, you could say, in terms of secondary teaching. I found it very, very challenging to work every day with those challenging students towards the end. So I had an opportunity to go into the tertiary sector and do some outreach work, in which I took that work gladly, and that was 6 years ago now. So I started doing outreach work with different schools and managing programs to encourage students from low socioeconomic backgrounds, Indigenous backgrounds, to come to university. I then got an opportunity to do some sessional lecturing in the curriculum and instruction area for the social sciences, and that opportunity, as well as starting my PhD, got my foot in the door with the School of Education at Curtin University. That got me a full-time job as a lecturer. So for 4 years, I was lecturing full-time in the graduate diploma in secondary program, as well as the Bachelor of Education program, particularly in the first year, and studying part-time, studying my PhD. And very recently, at the end of last year, my wife and I and my 2 children, I have 2 kids. Maya, she's almost 4 years old, and Eli is 16 months. We all moved over to Brisbane for an opportunity for my wife's work, and we now live here in Brisbane, about 4 k's from the city, in a lovely area called Barden. And this has given me the opportunity to study full-time. I'm now on a scholarship, and like yourself, I'm a full-time student, or you may be a part-time student, but I am working only in this one single unit teaching, which is a new experience for me. It's a new experience teaching fully online. I'm used to face-to-face teaching as well. It's a very low teaching load in terms of, normally I do 2 units per semester, plus all the additional duties of working as a full-time lecturer. But now my full-time commitment is my study, my PhD study, and as well a small amount of teaching, of which this unit is the first that I'll be delivering. So just briefly, in terms of my own studies, I have focused my PhD thesis on people just like yourselves, I'm intensely interested in teacher education, in pre-service teacher development, and I'm focused on the emotions or the emotional dimensions of learning to teach. That's a very brief explanation of what I do in regards to my thesis. I'm sure over the course of the semester I'll explore various aspects of my research as it pertains to the various content areas and topics that we'll be studying. There is a lot of crossover and synergy, which is very nice. So that's an introduction to me. I am very keen to learn more about you, so I strongly encourage you to introduce yourself in various ways. You can upload a video and start your own YouTube channel if you like, and we can engage that way. If you don't like to do that, there is a number of other ways we can engage, obviously via email. I can be contacted and you can introduce yourself that way. You can also introduce yourself on our Facebook group, our closed Facebook group. I'll be sending out an email to all students as to the instructions to join that Facebook group, but it is a very easy way to collaborate, engage with me, engage with your peers, and access different content online, be they journal articles, be they websites, newspaper articles, etc. So there'll be a lot of content being uploaded to the Facebook group that you can quickly engage with on your mobile device and comment and have discussions with your peers. So you can engage with me that way as well. So I think that is a fairly good summary, I guess, in terms of an introduction for me. And as I said, I'm keen to get to know you all better and learn your own backgrounds, your own reasons for wanting to become a secondary teacher. Particularly that, I'm quite interested in why you've chosen to study a Master of Teaching, why you've decided to study fully online. Is it your personal circumstances? Are you working perhaps full-time or part-time? And I think all of that's quite important for me to learn about you and your particular situations as we move forward in the unit. I do encourage you at any stage to, if you're finding balancing work and study and life, please email me and we can have a discussion about that in terms of some strategies to perhaps help you. I think I've learned well now in terms of the study, life, family, and work and how to manage all of that. So if you want some advice around that, please feel free to email me, particularly if you're new into this study or you're returning after a long period of time as well. Some people may be in that situation. So let's chat, let's engage. Please be aware in regards to that I will do my best to contact you and engage with you as often as possible. As I said, I'm studying full-time, I have a young family, but within 24 hours, I will do my best to email you back, certainly if you contact me via email. On the Facebook group, I'll be quite active, liking and commenting, etc., what is being discussed. But please don't expect, you may be studying at 2 a.m. in the morning. Obviously, I'm not. So my hours tend to be during the day. I study during the day with a little bit of work in the evenings after 7 p.m. Brisbane time when my children are in bed. But please also, I'm sure you have your own context in terms of how you manage your time around study. I also have my own particular work, life and study context, and I will do my best, and I pride myself on being responsive and contactable via email or other means as well. We can make contact and engage, as I mentioned, through Facebook. If you would like to start your own kind of social media engagement, I can encourage you to do that as well, but that's obviously not compulsory. So in terms of an introduction to this unit as well, just briefly, that I will go a little bit more into the specifics in the second video that's uploaded on the channel for this introduction. But I'm quite excited to deliver this unit. It is a new unit. I'm sure you're well aware of that the Masters of Teaching is a new course that will be delivering fully online through OUA. It is owned by Curtin University. located in Western Australia. I'm still working and studying through Curtin despite being here in Brisbane. But this course is an exciting one. This unit is exciting as an introductory unit. I was in a team of 2 to develop the unit. So based on all the experience I've had lecturing at various levels, course levels, I have worked hard along with a colleague of mine to write and develop and design a really exciting, what I think is a holistic unit in terms of an introduction to what secondary education is at this present moment. So that idea of, what does it mean to be a teacher really in Australia right now? What are the historical forces that have shaped the work of teachers and how schools are? What are the political forces that have shaped and continue to shape the work of teachers culturally? How are teachers seen in the community? How are schools at the moment in terms of their culture and both work culture and what are students like in terms of what they bring from their own backgrounds and their own sense of what learning is, their own goals and desires, and what are all these social, cultural, political, historical forces that impact the modern teacher. I'll go more into elaborating on that in future videos, but for now that's really part of the unit is looking at the work of teachers, what shapes the work of teachers, and then diving into some of the fundamentals around what teachers do every day. We're going to be focusing heavily on communication. We're also going to be focusing on planning and assessment, the pillars of what teachers do every day. But again, know that this unit is just an introduction. It's not, you'll be exploring in other units in more depth some of those core skills. So for now, I'm going to end this introduction video here. I want to keep these videos at around 10 to 15 minutes, so they're not too long, and you can just engage with them in a kind of bite-sized way, and they'll explore and elaborate on concepts, on some of the readings, on some of the ideas, again, how I'm tying together the various topics. So I hope it's engaging for you to watch these videos. This is new for me as well, so I would more than welcome any feedback from you in terms of the content of these videos, the format, how you think they are running. If you would like more videos, less videos, if it becomes too onerous, please let me know. But I wish you the best in this unit. As I said, we will engage in several ways through the unit. As well, I forgot to mention that I will be holding a fortnightly Collaborate session. So if you don't know what Collaborate is, it's accessed through the unit page, and it's an online classroom tool that you open through the unit page. So I'll be sending out a message about that and how to access that, but I think fortnightly is a good way to manage that, and they'll be at different times. I'll try and make it on a regular day, but different times to suit different people, and it's another way to engage with me, to engage with your peers, but as well, as I said, we'll have the Facebook group, we have the unit page, and so forth. So I do wish you all the best in your studies this semester, and I hope that this unit is engaging for you, you get something out of it, and you work hard on the assessments to demonstrate, I hope, your passion for teaching as you'll come to learn what it is. So thank you.